So a typical DUI case involves somebody being pulled over by the police, asked to exit the vehicle because the police officer suspects that they're driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. And then they're asked to perform what are called standardized field sobriety tests. Now you can refuse to participate in the standardized field sobriety test, although I'll tell you, all that's going to do is get you arrested. It's not like they're going to say, okay, oh, you won't do them? Go ahead. If they suspect that you've been drinking or under the influence of drugs, and you refuse the field sobriety test, you're going to end up arrested anyway. So why not take them? Unless you think you're going to bomb them, maybe you pass. After the field sobriety test, normally the police officer's already made up their mind, frankly, and you're arrested for DUI. You're then taken either to a police station or a hospital and requested to submit to a chemical test of your blood or breath. Pennsylvania is an implied consent state. What that means is that every time you drive in Pennsylvania, you are impliedly giving your consent to a police officer if they have cause to suspect you're driving under the influence to give a blood or breath sample. So if you refuse that blood or breath sample, whether at the hospital or the police station, you are setting yourself up for a separate civil prosecution, which could lead to you losing your license for a year. I often advise clients, unless it's a multiple DUI, unless you think that you've really hurt somebody or killed somebody, it generally makes sense to just give them the sample and then let us deal with it. Most first offense DUIs in Pennsylvania are resolved by what's called accelerated rehabilitative disposition. Everybody calls it ARD. In short, it avoids a conviction. There's no admission. There's no guilt admission, I should say. There's no finding of guilt. The license suspension is severely mitigated. Instead of it being a year, for instance, it could be as little as a month or no months. And on the back end of an ARD, you have the opportunity to have the case dismissed and your arrest records expunged or destroyed. I call it sometimes the silver bullet. You can resolve the case without ever putting yourself in jeopardy of being convicted, without ever admitting your guilt. So that's why most cases are resolved by way of ARD. And to the extent that it's a multiple offense DUI, then we look to defend it, whether by way of suppression issues or trial.